Welcome, welcome, welcome. It is Wednesday and today is not a normal Wednesday for me. Hence the glitter on my fingernails and my face, the sequins in my clothes, and I'm going to tell you a little bit about that in a while. But first, I want to dive into today's question. What if I never get better? This is a challenging question to sit with, right? Because what if we never get better? What if we have to live with that fatigue, with all the challenges for the rest of our lives? Now, first of all, I want to normalize that thought, that question. It's not strange at all if you have this question. In fact, it is completely understandable because many people with challenges with fatigue have heard from doctors or other people, there's nothing we can do. You just have to get used to it and live with it and make the most out of it. Now, that is not very uplifting, right? Because let's face it, from the healthcare system, there is no cure. But that's not the entire truth from my perspective. But coming from that place, of course we're going to think, what if I never get better? I did many times. When I was at my lowest with chronic fatigue, my lowest with depression, PTSD, which stands for post-traumatic stress disorder. That question came up a lot. And it was really challenging because somewhere when we ask ourselves that question, we also end up in this downward spiral, right? Where we just see the challenges, we just experience all the challenging emotions in ourselves. We think again and again, there's no cure. What am I going to do? Nothing I've tried so far has worked. And more and more and more. Now, we have two choices here. And I've talked about these choices before. But I'm going to repeat them because we can either stay with these thoughts, stay in the place where we're at. And this is the easy thing to do in one way, right? This is the path that your brain will very well take you. The path that your brain is like, of course we're going to take this path. Because originally, the main purpose of the brain is to keep you alive and safe. And the way the brain does that is to keep you where you're at, where it's familiar, where the brain knows where you're at, and where there are no changes. The second choice is creating change. And just as I said that, there's this beautiful beam of sunlight coming in. Creating change. Now, that is the conscious choice. Staying is allowing the unconscious to rule our lives. And yes, making a conscious choice to create change, to not live with fatigue, to choose something else, creates engagement. It needs for you to make a conscious choice that you want something else. And this is sometimes a challenging choice to make. And so I invite you to just play with the idea for a while. Imagining yourself 10 years from now. And you're still at where you're at right now. Or 10 years from now, where you're somewhere else. Where you're somewhere where fatigue is no longer part of your life. You have exactly what you desire, exactly what you long for. to get to that place, you have to create a conscious choice to change things in your life. And what those changes are, I can't tell you, because we all have to make our own choices. We all have to take our own steps on our healing journey. Now, if we are going to make that choice, one big part of making that choice is connecting to what you deeply desire, what you want instead of what you have right now. And that can sometimes be challenging, especially if you've been swimming with chronic fatigue as a large part of your life for a long time. If you look at dreaming as a muscle, maybe you haven't used that muscle very much. Maybe you haven't allowed yourself the luxury of imagining another life. So, because I know this can sometimes be a challenge, I have created, or I'm still creating, this free offering that I am so excited about. It's about supporting you with your dreams. And if you want to get information about this, want to make sure that you get the information about this when I release it, head on over to the link in my bio when we're done with this and sign up for my newsletter. Because that way you can be sure that you will get the information when I release this. That's all I can say about that right now. Okay, so why am I wearing this today? Why do I have glitter in my face? Why do I have glitter on my fingernails? I am celebrating something huge for me. And it has to do with these two pieces of paper that I have right now. This first one I received in April of 2014. And I would have received another one last week from my doctor, but I didn't. So that piece of paper looks like this. It's blank. This piece of paper is the piece of paper that the doctor fills out describing my diagnosis and why I can't work. There have been many diagnoses along the way. And being here today, the last day of my sick leave of these 10 years, is a huge celebration for me. Because tomorrow I will no longer be diagnosed as having any kind of fatigue-related diagnosis. So yes, I am celebrating. I am celebrating myself for this so much. I am celebrating every single human being, every single course, every single therapy, every single thing that I have done to support me be here today. I am so grateful to all of you. So if any of you are watching here today and know that you have been that support for me, thank you, thank you, thank you. I love you. I'm so grateful. And if you followed along the journey and I don't know you, thank you as well. Because this is a journey that we do together, the healing journey. I also want to celebrate myself for taking those conscious choices that sometimes have been incredibly hard, incredibly challenging, making the choices to dive deep into myself, into the darkest corners of myself, to find the healing that was going to get me out of fatigue and into the life that I'm living right now. A life that I love. And to be able to sit here and say that I love my life. I love the work that I do. I love getting up in the morning, feeling the excitement, feeling the energy, feeling all the joy that I get to fill my life with is enormous. And I am so, so, so deeply grateful for it. And I wouldn't be here today without having done that journey, without having learned everything that I have learned, without having become who I am today, which is not the same person I was 10 years ago. And I am so grateful I'm not the person that I was 10 years ago. Because the person I am right now is someone who is able to make choices from a much more conscious place. Choices that are so much more in alignment with what I truly desire. And I am so much more conscious of what I actually want in life, what my deepest desires are. And yes, I am not done with this journey. This is an ongoing process, and I'm going to be on this journey for the rest of my life. Let's see, I'm going to check my notes because I actually did make some notes here. About the ongoing journey that this is. I want to give you an example from a man called Peter Levine, who is a trauma guru, I would say. He has created this incredible therapy form called somatic experiencing to heal trauma. And he describes human beings as having two banks of the river. And the river is the flow of life. The river is the life force, the energy, the joy, the excitement, all the things that we can experience in life. And now, if we've experienced trauma or other things that have been very challenging, that we have not been able to have the tools to hold ourselves through, the banks of that river become smaller and tighter, and there's less space for that river to run through. And so this journey is about supporting these banks of the river to become larger, further apart from each other, so that we can have more of life running through us. And that's the journey that I'm on. I have so much more life running through me, so much more energy, so much more joy, so much more hunger for life. And I want more. Yes, I want more. So I'm going to keep going on this journey. So if you want to join me on working with your desires and getting support with your desires, and you're interested in this freebie that I'm going to offer soon, head on over to the link in my bio and sign up for my newsletter, because I will be sharing in a newsletter when the time is right. Okay, loves, thank you for being here with me. Thank you for sharing this celebration with me. I am so grateful that you're here, and I would be delighted to continue to support you on your healing journey. Mwah. Sending you so much love.